Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We try to do that as often as we can. No, that's the other channel. This is the Pro Wrestling Logic channel where we talk about a myriad of pro wrestling related topics. We get over almost 2,000 of these available for your listening pleasure, variety of topics, and continue to add to these almost on a daily basis in any event. This is the NXT review for the 9/28 2021 edition. This show is certainly weaker than it was even 3 months ago. Show kicks off with a pre-match promo from Hit Row. Tonight it's all about the ladies. Hit Row runs down the women's title matches on the show. Isaiah Swerve Scott makes a point that North American title isn't on the line. Again, B-Fab goes on to threaten Elektra Lopez, saying she'd beat her like she owned her. And Elektra Lopez with Legado del Fantasma defeats B-Fab with Hit Row in a no DQ match. Gee, that happened really quickly. Lopez fins B-Fab after weapons-filled brawl. Chairs, table, kendo sticks. And basically, it's an ECW light match. Lopez uses sit-up powerbomb for the win. Two factions get involved during the match. First of several skits, uh, basically depicting the Index honeymoon. Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis were at the beach. Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano are spying on them, but not in a creepy way, just kind of more seeing what they're doing from a comedy standpoint. Not exactly the best of situations, and it looks kind of goofy if we're completely honest, but it is what it is as far as things going in a direction that's there for the sake of just being there. Anyway, um, Joe Gacy is getting some press. Is back in promo this week. He sits in the ring saying he's not canceled after all. He gets more attention than other top stars in NXT without even throwing a punch. He said he speaks from misunderstood generations, and he speaks for the enlightened ones. Not exactly great stuff here. Zion Quinn defeats Oni Lorcan. Quinn pins Lorcan. Short yet competitive match, basically showcasing Quinn smashing Lorcan with some forearms, and then gets the win. A vignette profiles Grayson Waller, risk taker, and he is going to have his first singles match for the NXT brand for a championship, which is just goofy. Samantha Irvin interviews tag team champions MSK in the ring. They are interrupted by Grizzled Young Veterans, who are interrupted by Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Arguments everywhere, and we end up with fights. Mandy Rose is now curly haired, confronting Raquel Gonzalez, and apparently they're going to do battle sooner or later. NXT Tag Team Women's Champions Io Shirai Zoe Stark defeat Gigi Dolan and JC Jane with Mandy Rose to retain the titles. Shirai pins Jane to retain the titles on the benefit of Toxic Attraction. What a horrible name. Anyway, they do a bunch of dives to the outside, cut to a commercial break because we don't care about wrestling. Stark then and Shirai work well together even though they don't get along, so the tag team that doesn't get along is kind of dying off. Anyway, Stark gets the shine and then begins to clean house. Shirai then gets to run wild. Shirai puts both Dolan and Jane in a crossfire at the same time. Rose interferes. Toxic Attraction gets a near fall. Stark then flies outside the ring with a plancha and then gets in Rose's face. Meanwhile, Shirai delivers a palm strike and then she follows with a moonsault press. Shirai then pins Jane. Really nothing match. Honestly, the show feels like they're just there putting on an indie show on national television. There's nothing here that really pops off the page. Braun Breaker is in a vignette calls out NXT champion Tommaso Ciampa, the first thing that feels like it really matters. Champ then responds with a promo of his own. He's not backing down from the challenger. Boa defeats Andre Chase. Chase gets a vignette last week and gets destroyed this week. That makes a heck of a lot of sense. Anyway, Boa pins Chase in another short match. Mei Ying blows smoke in the face of Chase, and Boa hits him with a heart punch and then delivers a slop drop for the pin. Chase then looks like he is basically from the 1950s in some ways with the gear he has, and it's kind of just there. Anyway, cruiserweight champion Roderick Strong with the Diamond Mine defeats Grayson Waller to retain the title. Strong wins clean with a pinfall. Actual match that has some meat to it this time. Waller jumps Strong before the bell. Sneak attack. Why is a babyface doing a sneak attack? Strong is solidly in control. Show returns from a commercial break. Waller begins a comeback with a missile dropkick. Strong then feeds into Waller. Flying elbow drop off the second rope. But Waller goes for near fall. Stunner by Waller and another close 2 count. Waller is then on a roll. Strong then strikes him down with a jumping knee strike. Strong then pins Waller, lashing out with Lashed Legend. Pre-tape talk show segment, Legends on the set like it's a late night knockoff show. Anyway, nothing really happens with this. Kyle O'Reilly defeats Ridge Holland. O'Reilly pins Holland after interference backfired on Pete Dunne. O'Reilly goes after Holland during the entrance. That's the second time we've done that this show. Show cuts to commercial because we don't care about wrestling. Match is joined in progress after the break. Holland showcases power for the next several minutes. O'Reilly fights from underneath for a good bit. Pete Dunne then runs down, causes a distraction. This backfires, and the heels go running in all directions. O'Reilly uses an O'Connor roll to knock Dunne